Wanted to do a video on what I've done with a differential out of a G37 automatic. I believe it was 2008. This is the same case that's out of the 350Zs as well. So what I have is a automatic 350Z that I LS swapped and put a manual transmission in it. So I wanted the the better gear ratio, because the automatic Z comes with the viscous limited slip in it, but it's also got like a 3.3 gear ratio in the rear end. This one is actually out of the Infinity. It actually has a 3.69 gear in it. So almost everywhere you look, when you're looking to buy a limited slip differential to add to these, they say that they'll only work for the manual transmission cars, and that's because I think most of the automatics in the the G series and the 350Zs, they all came with that viscous limited slip. And that actually has this gear, this plate back further, so this gear's a lot thicker, so this wouldn't work in one of those. So again, I bought this off eBay. The 2008 seems to be the only one that has an automatic that has the open differential and a 3.69 gear in it. But this is actually a limited slip Tomei. It's intended for a manual transmission 350Z. It says it will not work in any of the automatics. But again, this is a open differential from an automatic. So this directly bolted in. I mean, every dimension was exact from what I pulled out of there. I didn't even have to change the shims on the bearings side to side. They went in just as tight as when the other one came out. I'm going to check the gear pattern. I don't anticipate it changing any. It feels, I mean, even when I move it back and forth, that little bit of slack that's in it is identical to the slack that was in it when I took out the original open differential. But again, a lot of the manual 350Z differentials that you find online that have like the 3.5 something gear ratio in them, those are really expensive, and you can find these really cheap because everyone thinks that none of these limited slips will work in it. So I just kind of did as much research as I could, bit the bullet. I got this one for $200, and it seems like it's worked out really good. I just got to finish torquing the bolts, put the seals in the side. I got to clean up my stub shafts and things like that. The other thing that I've got to do that I might do another video on later is the G37. This tonal ring is different than the 350Z, so I have to try to figure out how to dismount one of these and take the two stub shafts out of my 350Z, because the automatic with the viscous limited slip, one of these stub shafts is a different dimension lengthwise. So I'll be able to take one of them out of the one that's in the car right now, use it in this differential, and then I'll have to modify one of these by, I'm thinking if I heat these tonal rings up, they'll expand and I can hopefully slip them off. Do that on the other one in the Z that has the longer stub shaft on it, and then try to mount it back on here. But I might do another video on that if that turns out to be successful. I've also heard of people taking the ones that are in the viscous slip and cutting them down. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that unless it looks like very obvious and easy to do. I don't want to get anything out of balance. The other thing that I'll have to do, the automatics in the G series came with these. It's just a 3-bolt. The Z is a 4-bolt and it's round. It also doesn't have this length here. So I'm going to have to remove this, do my best to cut this off as square as possible, because there's a lot of speed in the rotation of this, so you don't want anything to get out of whack. So I'll cut that off, put the other flange on there, which I believe from everything I've heard it's the same spline and everything to go into it. So yeah, I thought that was something that I wanted to get out there, because again, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of information out on the internet about doing things with these differentials. It really seems like most of the ones that you get for the 350Zs are either really expensive, the gear sets are really expensive. So instead of spending $1,000 on a bigger gear set and then gutting the one that's in the Z right now and putting that in, I figured I'd get this. This thing looked really bad when I got it. I mean, it was rusted. I mean, there was flakes of rust crusting off of it. So I sandblasted it all, painted it with some engine paint. So hopefully it'll be relatively, oil resistant. It seems to be holding up pretty good. I also got the Z1 high capacity diff cover for it. So as I get everything back together and I finish with the stub shafts, maybe I'll do another video and throw it up there. But if you're looking to upgrade your gear ratio on your Z, go on eBay, see if you can find a 2008 G37 automatic open diff. If you get the viscous slip in it, it won't work because this is a different dimension. But if you get the open differential one, that 3.69 gear ratio is going to give you a lot more low end torque to get off the line. And that's what I was, looking to get. The one that's in there now is probably fine, but wanted to try this. So I'll do another video here in a little bit once I get everything, some of these other items done, or maybe I'll just tag it onto this video.